Hey, what's good, y'all? So, as I'm in my own space this morning, I was thinking to myself, I be getting real cerebral about things, man. And I was thinking, I wanted people to tell me if they felt that this is like a form of insanity, or if they felt what I'm about to mention is like delusional, or having delusions of grandeur, right? So, for the people that's got children, or I mean, hell, we all was kids, so I'm sure we've all experienced this, whether it be, with your parents, or, you being a parent yourself, having to deal with your children when it comes to this sort of thing. Now, you remember children talking about the boogeyman, and, it's a monster in the closet, or a monster under the bed, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And even some parents would go as far as trying to frighten their children with the boogeyman to get them to straighten up, you know what I'm saying, get them to stop being bad or whatever, instill some form of fear, I guess, you know what I mean. So when you sleep or whatever, you trying to sleep and you want your kid to go to sleep, and they talking about the boogeyman in the closet or under the bed and all of that, right? The first thing that you do as a parent is you go in there and you want to prove to your kid that it ain't no boogeyman in there, that it ain't no monster, right? And you do that by you going in there physically and showing them, by demonstrating to them physically, you're showing them that there's nothing there. Because that's the only way that you can prove to them that what they're thinking, or what you're assuming they're thinking, that they think they're seeing in their mind, isn't really there. And the only way that you can do that is to prove it physically. Now, I'm trying to go somewhere with this. Now, in that same aspect, you'll tell your child to pray, and that they need to be religious and pray to Jesus and all of that stuff, and you'll take them to church. And what do you tell the child when they ask you, well, Dad, where's Jesus? Or Mom, where is God? Would you use that same notion that you used to explain to them that there was no such thing as a monster, that there was no such thing as the boogeyman? How would you explain that to them? If you would explain to your child that what they're telling you that they're seeing, now mind you, being religious, that's supposed to place you in some type of spiritual mindset. Spiritual. So with that being said, you would have to, if you're truly religious and truly a Christian, like you claim to be, you would have to believe in spirits and demons. You would have to believe in good and evil entities. So why are you so quick to downplay your children when they tell you that something is in their closet, or something is under their bed, or something talking to them? Why are you so quick to downplay that? Because you want to go to fuck to sleep? How you know your kids ain't seeing something? How you know? You believe in spirits, right? You believe in demons, right? How you know? How do you know? How you know something ain't telling your kid to act out? How you know? You so quick to prove to your kid that it don't exist, and then you go right to church and you pray to some shit that you can't prove exists. Hey, I'm not making this up. I mean, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just, it's just the truth, you know. And the same way with how they felt about Kevin Samuels telling the truth. You know, I know that it's probably plenty that's going to feel the same way about me if they don't already do. The truth hurts, apparently, but only to those living a lie. So, is that delusions of grandeur? What do you call that? Is it insanity? Is it a form of insanity? You got Santa Claus, you got Easter bunnies that lay eggs, you got the tooth fairy, and all of these are supposed to be these white lies and things of that nature. You're wondering why these kids are mentally messed up. They're confused. They don't know which way to go, and they're so easy. It's so easy for these pedophiles and these people who want to push these narratives and have these kids feeling like the way that you're supposed to think is weird and the way that they want you to think is normal. And we're playing along right with it. We're helping these entities do this to our kids, man. And we got to start taking more control over our own children's lives. Schools raise our children for the ones that work and are somewhat busy and got to focus on making ends meet. The children spend more, the schools spend more time with our children than we do. They're raising them. That curriculum that they have, that's basically what's embedded in our children's minds, more so than what we teach them. You know, I mean, it's crazy, you know, that they're coming up with this stuff where they're going to start teaching them, or I think they've already started in certain schools about like the LGBTQ or the alphabet. People, I be getting it mixed up, but these are children. Their minds are still developing. Why would people want to do this to children? You got to ask yourself. And how sick and demented someone would have to be in order for them to even conjure up a thought to want to manipulate innocence. And these are the type individuals that's around our children, man. You know, I'm not saying all of them, but a vast majority are. You know, and they give off this facade, this fake facade, or this persona, like they good peoples, like they cool, like, oh, you know, we all about the children and all that. You know, the whole time they have this ulterior motive, this vendetta. You know what I'm saying? And we have to start thinking about what we're doing. We really got to start thinking instead of just repeating without thinking. You can't tell me that it makes sense for you to convince your child that what they're telling you they're seeing doesn't exist, but then tell them to pray to something that you can't even prove to them physically exists. You can't prove it. You can't prove it. Whether you believe it or not, you cannot physically prove that anything that you believe in that's in a spiritual realm, you cannot physically prove that it exists. Learn your wordplay. You cannot physically prove. You're going to pull out the Bible. This is going to be your explanation. You're going to pull out the Bible and you're going to start reading. That is not physical proof. That's not physical proof. That is your belief from what you've been taught. That is your strong belief. That is not physical proof. Physical proof is me saying I got 2 pickup trucks and I show you 2 pickup trucks. A belief is me saying to you, or a lie, say like I got 2 pickup trucks knowing damn well I don't got 2 pickup trucks because I can't show them to you physically. That's a belief or a fantasy or some shit like that I want. So if you can't prove it physically, it's nothing more than a belief. All right? It's nothing more than a belief. Religion, a belief is something that's unproven. If you can't prove it physically or scientifically, it's a belief. I can prove to you 9 times out of 10 that what goes up must come down. Even if it's got helium in it, it's got to come down at some time. Can't stay in the air unless there's no gravity. You know, I can prove to you 9 times out of 10 that if you go and play in traffic and you go walk out and you don't look both ways before you cross the street, that you probably you're not gonna have a good day. I'm gonna just say that. You know, I live in a reality world. I used to live in a fantasy world. And if you want to live in that world, hey man, that's cool as an adult. But my whole thing is, don't try to force your delusions of grandeur on other people, or try to gaslight other people into questioning their own sanity, as if it's something wrong with them for looking at things the way they're supposed to be looked at, scientifically and realistically. You know what I'm saying? Like, know what you're talking about. Like, read the dictionary. That's all I did. I got an 8th grade education. I can hold conversations with the best of them. Doctors, lawyers, business owners, corporate people, it doesn't matter. And not feel out of place. And know that I know what I'm talking about. I'm not one of them smart, dumb motherfuckers that sound smart, but really don't know what the fuck they talking about. See, I make sure that I know what I'm talking about. I make sure I research and I go behind things that people tell me to make sure that the information that I'm taking in isn't the wrong information that I'm going to be spitting to somebody else. You see what I'm saying? I ain't with that. I'm about truth, man. I'm about keeping it 100. And a lot of times, you know, the truth isn't what people want to accept, unfortunately. But the truth will set you free. You see what I'm saying? I can look at myself in the mirror and be okay. Knowing that I'm not living a lie. I'm not living a lie. I ain't gotta try to, you know, knowing that I'm a phony motherfucker, and it's just a matter of time before people really figure out who I really am and what I'm hiding and all that type of shit. I'm free from all that. You feel me? I don't have to worry about my boss firing me because I can't voice my opinion on social media. Because someone then got on social media and then saw my page and they disagree with some shit that I say, and they go back and tell my boss. Now they're looking at me in a negative way or whatever, when they should be looking at my work habits. The fuck does my thoughts outside of my job place, outside of my workplace, what the fuck does that have to do with what I'm doing on my job, or if I'm showing up on time for my job? If that's what y'all want to deal with, then you go ahead. I'm not holding my tongue. I'm not biting my tongue, man. You know what I'm saying? If the truth hurts you that bad, then hey, you gotta reiterate some shit. You gotta hey, you gotta look at that man in the mirror, man. It's like, hey, what is it about me? What is it about my life? What is it that has happened in my life that makes the truth bother me so bad? I mean, it's crazy. We teach our kids how to lie, yo. We teach our children how to fucking lie. We're the first ones they learn it from. Think about it. You tell your kids about all of this fake, phony shit, and as soon as they lie to you, you get upset. You want to punish them. But for the white people, go stand in the corner. Or, whatever, man. Time out. That's that shit. for being dishonest, for Timmy being dishonest to mommy, huh? For Timmy telling a fib, right? You've been fibbing to Timmy since he was born. You know damn well no fucking Easter bunnies don't lay eggs. And anyway, the whole concept of it all is bullshit. Like, I'm not even gonna go get into the Greek mythology thing of where that shit originated from. That's a whole different story. But let's just stick on the concept of Christianity and the stipulation of an Easter bunny that lays eggs being intertwined with that. What the fuck does that got to do with the Passover or the resurrection of Jesus? The fuck? You got Christmas trees on Christmas. What does that got to do with the birth of Jesus, according to y'all's belief? But they put so much emphasis on Christmas and gifts and what somebody gonna get. Ain't nobody thinking about Jesus being born. They thinking about what the fuck they gonna get. What am I gonna get? What they gonna get me for Christmas? Or what they gotta get people for Christmas? And who gonna be mad at them or upset with them if they don't get them what they want? But y'all done lost touch. Seems kind of watered down to me. That's just my analogy and what I see, you know, at the end of the day. Black Dr. Phil, I'm out, man.